Hello, blessings and greetings, my angels. Thank you for joining me. This is Sacred Sagittarius, Angels Answers All. Happy birthday to you. If this is your birthday coming up, Mona Saint again, Chrissy D, and lovely goddess Simone. Happy birthday to all of my December Saggies across the globe. We are now tapping into another energetic reading as it pertains to love. I just recorded and will be uploading a singles love reading for December energy. Now we're going to be tapping into, which I think is a question that some of you might want answered, or you might already have the answer, but not really realize how much is really impacting why your love life is in the shambles, or it's not working out, the relationships, or the vibes aren't there. So this particular love reading is going to check as to why is Sagittarius having heartbreak? What is contributing to that heartbreak? Is it you? Is it the partners that you're with? Or is it just the energy, So let's see. Constant blessing prayed for. Heavenly Father, continue to protect me with your love and light as we continue to bless Sagittarius with these messages. If you're not already, please subscribe, hit like, and comment. It does so much for the channel when you comment and do emojis and all that stuff. It helps the content to get shown and also to bring awareness to this small channel. Okay, so what is causing the heartache? What is contributing? Why is my Saggies having heartbreak and heartache? Okay, I'm going to go to a couple of decks for those answers. You may or may not agree with them. This is a general reading, so take what you will and tap into your own intuitiveness. Decisions, the need to gain clarity through decision making. Well, you could have made poor decisions in your relationships, the way how you went about them. I feel like some of you rush too quickly into relationships. You don't really take time to decide if this is the person for you. You don't give yourself time enough to really get to know the person and to see where that fit is in your life, if there is a fit, before you make a commitment. I also feel too, you could have partnered with people who weren't decision makers. We're very strong, right? We're very optimistic, but we also want people who kind of think and have leadership qualities and a zest and appeal for life like us. And if our partners can't make a decision and stand on business, we might kind of feel like that's not the type of weak energy we want, around us or affecting our good, strong qualities. So decision making, whether it's you or your partners, could be contributing or has contributed to some of the heartbreaks in your relationship. In addition to divine counterpart, many of you, we always discuss it. I know I'm so guilty of it myself. We want to pick who we want instead of waiting patiently for divine timing for our divine counterpart. So this definitely has played and contributed to a lot of your heartbreaks because you are picking the wrong person. You're doing the picking, and listen, I don't blame you. Like I said, we're all guilty of it, but you're picking the wrong person. Maybe try being patient and just wait to see what the universe brings you. Is it going to hurt if you keep going around, the merry-go-round or the Ferris wheel with the same heartbreaks and the same type of, breakups? Let the universe send something to you, okay? So that's another reason why some of you could be having heartbreak or contributing to it. Success. Because you want to be in a relationship, you want to run down the altar and get married, and the universe is like, no, Saggy, not for you in particular. This isn't for all Saggies, just a handful or a bunch of you where in this particular time in your life, you need to be working towards your career, your education, your come up. Love isn't supposed to be the focus. Yes, you can have a partner and you should date, but you have a higher calling right now that you need to pay attention to. This is your time to shine, and that relationship might take away from your shine. We just said it in the singles relationship reading that people prefer to be single because they get stuff done. When you're in a relationship, it can drag you and drain your energy. And I just find when we're single, we just move more fluently. We make things happen. We're more eager to get things done and done correctly. So this is your time to shine. And that could be the reason why you're having heartbreak, because that's the universe and the energy saying, this is not what you need to do right now. You have something else to do. So this is the success that you should be pouring your heart into, not a relationship. of course, divine timing. Divine timing for that divine person. Everything has a higher purpose. And a lot of the relationships or partnerships that you've been finding yourself involved with aren't for your higher purpose. They don't really put you in the place that you need to be or should be. One more card in the middle of the deck, soulmate. Because these are just all soulmate connections, most of these relationships you've been in. Remember, soulmate can be anyone. It's not just your romantic partner. A soulmate doesn't mean that that's your love partner. Your coworker could be your soulmate. Your best friend could be your soulmate. Your soulmate doesn't have to tie in with romance. And I think some people kind of fall into that mistake and trap that you feel, oh, my soulmate, you're my soulmate, you know, you completely. No, no one really completes you. That's not their job. That's for you to do. But you're going to have many people that are your soulmate. Don't just jump to the conclusion because you do get along, right? And you vibe that that's your romantic one. No, that's just your soulmate. And soulmate energy can pertain to anyone. Let's see what we get here. It's okay to feel confused. Your angels want you to embrace your differences. You could have been confused in a lot of your connections, but instead of bringing it to your person's attention or questioning about it and discussing it, you just kind of put it underneath the rug because you didn't want to disturb the relationship. Sometimes we find ourselves so desperate for love, so desperate for that human connection, that partnership, to fit in, right, with a boo because all our other friends are booed up, that when we're not sure or we question or doubt certain things about our relationship or partner, we don't want to rock the boat. But your angels are saying, no, Sagittarius, you have to rock the boat. If that boat is sinking, you don't want to be a passenger on that boat with that person. So you have to be able to address to your person and speak to them if you feel confused or you feel like, you know, stuff ain't right with them, or they're not being considerate or not being truthful in the relationship. Let's see what karma plays. Well, some of you had lost a vehicle in the past to a lover or a boyfriend or girlfriend. You might have lent them your keys or your car, and they cost you a vehicle. Or that you were driving with them in the car and they caused some type of mishap to your car, and then it cost you a lot of money to get your car fixed. You've also been around the type of guys or gals that your friends and family just don't like. Some people are they're just bad. They're just toxic. And they're toxic to everything and everyone. They might kind of, you know, play around like they're nice and fake it like they're nice to you. But underneath it all, they're just bad. No one really likes them. If you were to call all their exes and most of their close friends, they would tell you, like, no, you deserve better. So putting yourself out there with people who destroy your property, take advantage of your personal items, you know, anything that you've worked hard for and they've just destroyed it or made it their own and didn't appreciate it. Okay, we're also talking about many of you, I see your partners left you and they took stuff that they didn't bring into the relationship that was definitely yours before the relationship. And that ties into having too much, Sagittarius, putting too much energy into your belief in material things, storing things, buying things, and having things. I think when you find yourself with partners that are just as materialistic as some of you are, of course not all Saggies are materialistic, but those of you that are, when you find yourself attracted to that same energy, it's like the universe shows you like how petty and how unimportant material things matter, because these people come into your life and they leave you and they take with them stuff that you deem to be important, the material things, but the universe is just showing you through that person like how quick that can come and go. So really, how important are the material things? They don't last forever. You have people that don't like the person that you're with, that talk a lot about them. If you were to go on the internet or talk to people who know of these people and really do your homework on them, you wouldn't even give them the time of day. But a lot of you don't do your homework. You go by what they say. and you're not protecting yourself first before you commit. This person has no money. Again, you're falling for the pretty face, the good looks. They might be wearing their first and only good suit when they're with you. They're putting on a big facade, but they don't have nothing going on. So this person comes into the relationship with nothing, but many of you don't find that out until you're already hook, line, and sinker and connected to them. So again, when you feel confused and you question things and you sense there's a doubt, that's when you have to bring it to their attention. You can't let them play on your innocence. You can't let them play on the fact that you love them or care for them. Increased intuition. The reason why some of your heartbreak exists is because when you really tapped into your spiritual gifts, when you really listen to what your gut is telling you, and you realize the people that you're talking to, the people that you like romantically, aren't meant for you. They're not the one. Then you're going to experience heartbreak because you've already invested, like I said, all this time. You should have done the homework before you jumped in. Get to know people. Give it a while. Don't commit right off the bat. Don't put your heart out there. Listen to your intuition, because as it grows, so will your desire to not want to be with that person. Your social connections, your friends, your family, their friends, their family is impacting the energy of your relationship. If you're with someone that is not good for you, other people don't like, their own people don't like, that's not bringing positive energy. No one's going to look positive into your relationship, and no one's going to want you in that relationship. If you have their exes who are always talking junk on the internet about them or reaching out to you, they see you in the street and they say something slick, all of that is toxic energy that does not make a happy romance or relationship. Happiness. For some reason, some relationships just don't work out. And the reason why you have heartbreak is because you strive, you live for happiness. You're happy-go-lucky. But not everyone can be as happy and shares in the same happiness as us, Sagittarius. There are a lot of people that are hurt, that are broken. And even though they feel that we bring them happiness, internally they don't know how to be happy and to really genuinely be happy for themselves and for others. So eventually all that ugly toxic stuff that people have been warning you about comes out in them, because that's who they are. And when you're around someone that you're supposed to love, that's supposed to be just as happy as you and enjoy and bring to the happiness that you have, and they don't, you're going to be heartbroken, because you're going to feel the separation in the void right there. And depending how far you're committed into this relationship will be how much of a heartbreak you will suffer. This person you've been dealing with people who either work in law enforcement or have had a lot of interaction with law enforcement, and not in a good way. Sagittarius, we don't like toxicity, we don't like drama, we don't like problems. And for those of you who are attracted to the bad boy or bad girl, bad things come with them. And it will cause you heartbreak. Caution. Another reminder, the flags are there, the signs are there. People are telling you, you might feel it intuitively, but you're going against your own feelings. You're going with how you feel passionate about the moment, about the excitement, about, the gaslighting that they're doing for you, but you're not looking ahead and you're not really tapping in to heed with caution. And when you don't, you find yourself in heartbreak, because you're not aligning and listening to what spirit and what your internal vibes is truly telling you about this connection. They're in their feelings. Some of the people that you deal with, it's all about what they want. They don't care about your happiness, your joy. They're there to get from you. They want to take from you what gives them value. As we come to a close, let's tap into the tarot as to why, finally, You could be suffering and falling into heartbreak time and time again. And again, this is not for all Sagittariuses, but for those of you to whom this applies, maybe you should heed and take caution. We close out with the Page of Cups, Five of Swords, Two of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. Heartbreak. Sometimes you have a choice between one person and another. It's like that fork in the road and you go in the opposite direction. You pick the wrong choice. Some of you have picked the wrong person, whether from peer pressure or you just being gullible or them selling you, you know, the Brooklyn Bridge or whatever. You fell for it. And you stopped fighting for what you truly wanted and just gave in to whatever this person was offering or telling you they were going to offer and what they were going to be to you. Because you were too blind to see. You didn't pay attention to the red flags. Again, sometimes you let people's physical attributes, the blingy gold, the silver, the platinum, right? The fancy cars and homes and trips and all that stuff that could be fake, might not even be theirs, that they're kind of trying to bring to you just to draw you in. And you're so excited. You're in the flow, the magic of it all. Not realizing that they're actually there, some of them, to take what you have, to make it their own so they can run off to the next person or force you to leave them because they've hurt you, they've destroyed you internally. Oh, woo, I can't. Let's knock. Look what I said. The minute I said it, like, I just pulled this off the deck. They're there to break your heart. There are just certain people, they really shouldn't even be in relationships because they know they're no good. They know they don't know how to love. They don't know what the meaning of love is, whether it's right there in front of their face. And no one, I'm not saying other signs don't love as passionately as we do, but I know as a Sagittarius what we bring to the table and how we love authentically and unconditionally. But there are just some people that will surround themselves around you, Sagittarius, because of that. To use you for that, for their come up, break your heart, take what they've gotten from you or what they came to get from you and keep it moving. So Sagittarius, for those of you who are wondering why you've had heartbreak, this is just like, you know, a little bit we dabbled into why you're experiencing it. Would love to hear in the comments if any of this applies to you. If it does, sit down, meditate, really try to get your thoughts together as to the next relationship or the next time you date someone, how you're going to approach that. I'm not saying any of us can avoid heartbreak, but boy, we can do better, right? Looking out at the signs and the red flags, listening to, not so much listening to our friends and family, but just listening to our true inner voice and not getting caught up in the material things and, you know, all that other stuff, the excitement of wanting to be with someone. Think of the bigger picture. That excitement of being with the wrong person will always end like this. It'll start off magically, but it will always end up like this. And this reading is here to at least help you or put you in the right mindset on how and why you have these heartbreaks, and hopefully to learn from them, to not be, you know, right in the center of where you can receive them. That they'll see you, Sagittarius, and pass you up. Be like, oh no, I'm not dealing with him and her. They're smart. Their intuition is on point. They can see me coming a mile away. That's how you've got to be. You want them to shun away from you. Let them go to that other person. So I hope this has been a blessing to many of you. Continue to rise and shine and party and enjoy your birthday season. Christmas is 2 weeks away. Would love to hear what you're doing for the holidays. Great gift to give someone for the holidays is a personal reading. I will do that for subscribers who want to gift them to other family members or friends. Otherwise, you all stay blessed and stay tuned for the next upcoming messages. Namaste.